All right. I heard from Mike Tyson that discipline is doing that thing that you need to do even when you don't want to. I'm not in the mood really typically to continue the log at this point, or at least not today. But I'm going to force myself. Um, I want to paint. And I have been doing some painting the behind the camera. I tried to paint these guys' heads. There's two of them. Not so shabby if I say so myself. These are for two different miniatures. One of them is Captain in Gravis armor, already primed in black. The sword already has a black coat. I'm going to try to use this as a frost weapon because the apparently the captain of the Dark Krakens does have a frost weapon. Anyways, I like the idea of the effect, so I'll try that, but not on this video. And the other one is the other sergeant. I made him in this position. I like it. Already primed too. And well then, for now on this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be painting the cloak. What I'm going to do is provided a red base coat, two thin coats, and then I'm going to use the contrast paint from Vallejo on the same color. And after that, I think I'm going to go from there. On the inside, I'm going to be painting this white, though I will start, I think, with gray and then go from there on, just lowering the intensity of the color, just to allow me to have a little bit more of uh, an area if I make a mistake, so I can correct it. I'm going to be using black wash at some point, I'm pretty sure. And well then, I got my gloves so I don't get any stinking grease on the cloak. And let's start. I'm going to use my number 4 brush, trusty number 4, because this is not a delicate situation or that requires a precise hairbrush, just that I need to paint the cloak. So we start with a little bit, 2 drops. Then I'm gonna wet the brush on my water. I'm gonna dip it there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of water and try to thin this out a little bit. Not too much. Just think like that is okay. And then let's remove the excess. Let's start going at it. I think it is important to have a unified way, so I'm going upwards to downwards. I've been thinking of buying one of those miniature holders, but I haven't decided for one. Don't know if it will help me more on this point. Hopefully it does. take care of all those edges. I just recently saw a video from one of the guys that I used to work for Games Workshop as a painter, the hobby department apparently, and he was describing how to paint the cloaks, three different methods. I'm going to try to blend those methods. He did not use contrast paint, um, which is something that I'm going to use. And the level of complexities of those methods is very interesting. The last one had a method that is wet blending, made it seem more easier than what I thought it will be. I might try it later on another. Now that I've seen the way it is done, maybe I can try it on another miniature at another point. But for now, I don't want to try this a technique that I haven't tested on this. Well, in kind of a way, I'm doing something like that because I have not painted cloaks. This cloak has a part of the front just showing up on this part. The back of the cloak, I'm going to paint it in white. There's an ornament here on the corner. Gonna paint it red for now. Later I might change it to a different color. This seems to be already dried out. Let's put a second coat on it. What we want as an effect is that to see it red, at least enough. Before using another clearer red on top of it. But I think I'm going to use first the contrast paint from Vallejo in the same color, red. That video from this guy that used to work for Games Workshop was very, very interesting and made a lot of good points on how to paint cloaks. Hope I'm doing okay. Probably it's going to look like ass. But anyways, it will be my painting. Right, let's clean the brush. Let's let it dry a little bit. In the meantime, this miniature has gone through a lot. I just finished priming it, and it has already, this crown was broken. I broke it, so I had to glue it twice. And this gun, railgun or bolter, I fucked it up and I cut the muzzle. So yeah, that's a nail I'm going to take over there. But anyways, whatever. There's a part of the cloak here on the left side, sorry, the right side of the miniature. I'm going to paint that, give it a couple of coats. So I hope it takes. In the meantime, the cloak is drying up, and I'm going to be ready to place the other coat of the contrast paint. I'm sorry, the first coat of the contrast paint. Contrast paint takes a little bit more to dry, so yeah, probably I'm going to do something else in the meantime. Don't know why. Don't know what. All right. I like this miniature. It is the Captain Rabbit's armor. If you're interested, it is a nice miniature to paint. It's bulky, has a lot of details, makes a nice project if you're starting on this. Right, first coat done. You can see the paint is thin. Hopefully you can see it. Hold on, maybe I can make a zoom on this. Let me just clear the brush first. But the point is that the paint it's kind of translucent, so you still see the base coat underneath it. Yeah, yeah, there you can see it, I think. All right, let's let it dry, and let's use the Vallejo contrast paint for the cloak, which seems to be already dried. All right, and from the top. I like this contrast paints. They flow very smoothly. I haven't tried obviously the ones from Citadel. They are very expensive, and Vallejo paints are affordable. They are not cheap. They're, to me at least, they seem to be very good quality but affordable. And I've heard mixed things about Citadel paints. What I've heard good things in contrast to what I've seen on the internet is that the army painter Yeah, that seems to be very good now. At least the 2.0 paints, and on the videos that I've been watching from different YouTubers that do painting miniature, they have never recommended those. Um, but apparently the new version, the 2.0, it's decent and almost pretty good. All right, let's move over here. Continue with the contrast paint. All right, coat is finished. Let us let it over there to dry up. We clean our brush and we move to the second coat in the miniature. After this, I'm going to use a dry brush with cleared different shade of red, probably the other red that I have that is from AK Interactive, or I might dilute this Vallejo's red with white. I'm not sure, and I'm going to do some dry brush on the cloak just to give it a little bit more between volume and a shininess with the illusion that there's light hitting on the cloak. Right, let us continue over here. Now that the paint has dried out, I made this from wooden cubes that I bought. I basically glued two of this together, and I use tack for the bases. It's not the best way to go at it, but it's cheaper and it works, at least for me. And yeah, well, then that's the beginning of this. Uh, let's wait and see. This I don't think the contrast paint is has dried out yet. Let's wait a little bit more on this. In the meantime, I think I can rant a little bit more. We're not in 20 minutes. A lot of things have been happening over here in the interwebs, I think. But well, I wasn't in the mood to do a video today. I've been stressed due to having to check my blood, the sugar in my blood constantly, and damn thing not working correctly, and having to waste parts of the product. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but probably if you're an older person, uh, or if you have diabetes, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, it just pisses me off to waste that because they are not cheap. The equipment to do that is not cheap, and it just fucking pisses me off. Anyways, I don't know why they make that not easy to use and completely expensive. Plus, you are pricking yourself. You're pricking your fucking fingers. It's not like it's not painful, anyways. So yeah, sure, it's not that painful, but it's painful nonetheless. I hate it, but I have to do that just to be sure of my condition and in order to continue be well living with quality. I want to be with my son for as long as I can. Okay, this is already dried out. I'm going to use the same process. I'm going to have a coat of contrast paint. Um, let's see where it goes. Wish me luck. I saw some handles to paint miniatures. They have like a the base over here, and then like a wooden piece or metallic piece that does this, so you can hold the whole thing with your hand. Not sure if I'm going to purchase that. I don't think it's a vital thing. Certainly helps, but I don't think it's a vital thing. Uh, One of the things that I will recommend if you're watching this and you want to start painting, not only obviously paints, brushes, and all that, but a wet palette. This thing does miracles. If you are into this kind of thing, hobby painting, keeps your paint wet or hydrated, so you can extend the life of it. I only used a couple of drops. The paints are probably going to last me for, I don't know, months, if not years. And I just used a couple of drops over here, a couple of drops, and probably this I can use them tomorrow again, so I don't have to use more of the red paint. So, and that's a win in my book. There are ways to do it yourself, certainly, but getting one, it's a good investment if you want to consider that for miniature painting. Um, with that said, I think that I've reached my mark. It's about to hit 25 minutes. I know I've been inconsistent on this. However, I'm going to explain a little bit of the process that I want to go with this. Right now, we're still waiting for this to dry. After that, I'm going to clear out, either use a different red that I have that it's a little bit more clear, and use a dry brush to provide a little bit of volume and shininess to the parts that are um, that should reflect light. And yeah, after that, probably a little bit of orange. On the inside, I want to do this in white. As a matter of fact, I might start already. You know what? I think I'm going to start with gray, and then go toning it down until it reaches a little bit of a white gray shade. So yeah, well, uh, probably the next video I will have you will see a jump on all of this, but that's the basically what I'm going to try to do. I suck at editing, so basically all of these videos is like me just ranting on live. Anyways, if you're watching this, I hope you have enjoyed it. And well then, I wish you the best. And just remember, there's always somebody that loves you. And if you think there's nobody else, there's still that person in the mirror. Love yourself, have fun, and enjoy your life. Goodbye.